Thank you, Commissioner. I will start with the incident that happened, which I had presented before the South Africans on the 6th of July, was that a shooting incident that occurred, which led into the death of an employee of a Q-Tech engineering company that is based in Vereeniging in Gauteng, where a late Mr. Armand Swart was killed while he was in his vehicle outside the workplace. What we understand is that the subsequent to that shooting, which was involving the Transnet contract, it seems to have involved organized crime, and to some degree it had involved police corruption, which had posed the risk to the investigation team that was dealing with that incident. So I was advised that the organized crime unit, which had taken over that investigation, were operating under the leadership of the Deputy Provincial Commissioner in Gauteng, who is responsible for investigation, and that is Major General Khumalo. And this investigation became part of the wider investigation which took place subsequent to that incident in Gauteng, which it is called the Gauteng Counterintelligence Operation, GCI Ops. After the shooting incident that occurred in April 2024, 3 suspects were arrested as a result of that investigation. Amongst the 3 suspects, or the names of the 3 suspects, one of them at the time was a police officer, Michael Pule Tau. He was arrested together with 2 individuals, Musa Kekana as well as Tiago Floyd Deni Mabusela. So the charges that were leveled against them, they varied from murder, conspiracy, attempted murder, possession of suspected stolen property, as well as the possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Through forensic analysis, those firearms were linked with multiple other murders other than the one that occurred of Mr. Swart. So when the forensic analyzed these firearms, it just strengthened the case against the accused and exposing these accused to a wider syndicate which had significant access to finance, and at times, because there were a lot of money that were being paid for the jobs that they were doing. I'm told that when the SAPS had to appear in court on this arrest of the 3, they did everything possible to oppose bail of these suspects. But unfortunately, Mr. Pule Tau was later granted bail. And the reason he has cited at the time was his health condition. And this sparked grave concern amongst investigators, as well as the prosecution team, because they started fearing their lives, and the threat towards their lives started escalating. And those threats were coming verbally, in some instances physical intimidations. And at times, I'm told that they were being followed as they were moving around. As I said, this suspect was a police officer at the time. So upon his release, he resigned from the service immediately. In August...
Apologies, General, you say upon his release, or is it upon his release on bail?
On bail, upon his release on bail, when he had made an application citing health reasons, and he was released on bail. He resigned from the police. So his resignation was kept out as dishonorable from the service.
Thank you.
So as a result, in August, Ms. Kutsie, who's a senior prosecutor, directed a correspondence to the head of the team that was investigating at the time, a team of organized crime, which was led by a Brigadier Hopabe, who was heading the organized crime in Gauteng province, as well as her commander, which is the Deputy Provincial Commissioner, Crime Detection, Major General Kumalo. And that correspondence was also addressed to the Provincial Commissioner of Gauteng, Lieutenant General Mtombeni. The same correspondence was addressed to the Deputy National Commissioner, Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Sibia, and the National Commissioner was a recipient of the same correspondence. So in this correspondence, Ms. Kutsie, who is a senior public prosecutor, formally expressed the threats being faced by the investigating team, by those that are accused of the crime of murder of Mr. Swart, together with the associates that are involved. And the advocate requested an urgent protection for 2 investigators that are part of the investigation team.
Before you proceed, you reference a letter there which you have annexed as MK8. Can we perhaps, as you go through that part of the testimony, turn to the actual annexure? MK8 chair starts at page 181 of file 2. And perhaps in addressing the concerns raised by Mrs. Kutsie, it might be appropriate to read some aspects of the letter. She has itemized the issues, and I would like to refer you specifically to some to buttress the evidence you just given. Do you have the letter before you?
Yes, Commissioner, I have the letter.
If you could start from paragraph 4 to 6 of Mrs. Kutsie's letter. And read that into the record, sorry. My
Okay,
apologies.
Commissioner, on this letter from the Ms. Kutsie, the prosecutor, paragraph 4 reads, I quote, investigations have also revealed that the assassination is directly linked to whistleblowing to the hotline of Transnet, which involved millions of rands of corrupt activities. Paragraph 5, the investigation also revealed that the firearms used during commission of the assassination and found in their positions are linked to multiple assassinations and serious violent crime scenes. Paragraph 6 reads that the cell phones linkage investigation have revealed high-profile organized crime and crime scene planning, end quote.
And these are some of the concerns that Mrs. Kutsie raised. If I refer you to the next page of the same letter, that speaks to the bail application that was granted in respect of former police officer, Mr. Tau.
Sorry, you will have
Yes.
to repeat that
Yes, Chair.
at a later stage. General, also read paragraph 3 into the record, please.
Thanks, Commissioner. Paragraph 3 of this letter reads as follows. The investigation has proven that all 3 accused are involved in a serious organized crime syndicate of which almost R1 million was offered for the assassination in this regard.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for pointing it out. It's an important aspect. It's one that the next witnesses in particular will concentrate on, and we appreciate that it be brought to the fore. Getting back to the issue then, General, at page 183, item 10. Item 10 concerns the bail application that you referenced. Let me start here. It's correct that that was the bail application in which Mr. Officer Tau was successful. Is that correct?
That is correct.
It was the same bail application. Was it the same bail application in respect of the other two accused in that matter? Would you know?
Because I was not part of it, I was reading from the letter.
Okay.
Yes.
Now then, just paragraph 10 seems to reflect concerns regarding how the magistrate dealt with that application. So if I may request you to read that into the record.
The entire paragraph 10 reads as follows. As a letter from Ms. Kutse, the Senior Prosecutor, Regional Court, Vereeniging. The magistrate, for some bizarre and unexplainable reason, decided to grant Tau bail of 10,000 rand and place him under house arrest. The reality of the situation is that there is nobody who can watch over him 24/7 to ensure that he does in fact comply with the conditions. It is actually unenforceable. The prosecution has already spoken to the DPP to appeal the decision of the magistrate, and we just await the typed court recordings of the bail application to be present to the DPP to file the appeal.
And paragraph 11 and 13 then of the same letter on the same page specifically address the issues regarding Officer Tau. So if you could just proceed to read those two.
Paragraph 11 reads, the investigation has revealed that Tau is one of the main organizers behind these organized crime syndicates. His release on bail has intensified the danger of the safety of the investigation team, especially Mbele and Sithole, who are the people who made statements in the case, and they were the well-known faces who attended every court session. Mbele has been identified as the investigating officer, as she has presented detailed sworn statement to oppose the first and the second bail application. During the first few court sessions, the investigation team was actually followed from the court building, and many threats have been made inside the courtroom by the family and friends, and threats have been received via informers and even from the high-ranking police officer in the Val area, in the Val Rand area.
Proceed to paragraph 13.
Paragraph 13 reads, Tau clearly has a very large support system, and large amount of money are spent to obtain the best and most expensive advocates. The money is clearly coming from the syndicate, as all three accused are currently unemployed.
And lastly, then, at paragraphs 14 and 15, Mrs. Kutse addresses the question of how the investigations have been conducted. And lastly, the state. Apologies, I'm not on record. I'll have to start again. I request you to then turn to paragraphs 14 and 15. And the first speaks to Mrs. Kutse's view on how the case is progressing and it's been conducted. And 15 speaks to the danger that is now confronted, that now confronts the detectives.
14, Commissioner, reads as follows. The case is brilliantly investigated, and the accused are 100% connected to all the charges against them. They obviously face long terms of imprisonment as well as defined life sentence for the assassination. Number 15 reads, from the above mentioned, it is clear that the lives of the investigating officers are currently in grave danger, as well as the safety of police dockets.
And I see at 16, final paragraph, it's a direct now request to the addressees in that letter.
The specific address request that is on this letter, Commissioner, on paragraph 16 reads, "You are requested to urgently arrange for the safeguarding of especially Mbele and Sithole. There is a real danger that their lives are in extreme danger, as these organized criminals will do everything in their ability to try and destroy the evidence against them and or to seriously derail the trial. It has just now become so much easier without having unlimited access to technology and his syndicate's friends and family."
Thank you.